Ganeshaya Namo Nama. Greetings to everyone, all our brothers and sisters across the globe, wherever you are. Green morning, green afternoon, green evening. Please take care of your health, your wellness, your mental wellness, physical wellness, spiritual wellness, environmental wellness, all kind of wellness. It is very, very important for all of us. When you are mentally strong, your body physically can follow for lots of things. But when you are mentally weak, you will have more ailments, more problems, more difficulties. So stay strong and let's move on in our journey further in the NEP 2020, where our teachers, our trainers, our coach, our counselors, our technocrats, everybody puts in a lots of efforts, whether school or colleges or universities, or for that matter, ITIs, polytechnics, whatever we can think of world over, we all put in our best of efforts because investing in child and devoting a time for child, creating the proper environment and a positive environment for a child is basically you are investing in humanity and you are investing in future. Keeping that in mind, let's move on. We are talking nowadays about defense welfare call. Two of the programs we have already done. One we have done for the MSMEs, reoccupation defense officers, defense personnel, along with their families in the micro, small, and medium enterprise. That was held on, if you recall, 26th of June. And thereafter, just a couple of days back, that's on 14th, right? Today is 16th. So 14th of July, we have done on the eve of the International Skills Day, a wonderful program, reoccupation defense officers and ladies related to service industry ventures where tourism, hospitality, coaching center, education, training, retail, security, cyber security, for that matter, any kind of innovative ideas which you have got and whatsoever is your passion, you can take some kind of a call and you can move on. Now, similar way, we are further proceeding on to that in the defense welfare call, and we are taking up with you now the new education policy 2020, which was given in the thick of the pandemic. Till date, I always wonder and I always try and find a solution. 25th of March 2020, complete lockdown in the entire country. Nobody can step out, everybody indoors. And imagine that was 25th of March. So April, May, June and July, and 29th of July, just after 4 months, Honorable Prime Minister of India announced the new education policy 2020. Does that convey that the government is deeply keen that we should empower the education ecosystem? We should try and see what reforms can be done, how the children, how the students, how the younger generation, how teachers, educators, trainers, coach, mentors, counselors, everybody can be taken into the fold the best possible way. A lot of new ideas, lot of skilling and skilling to competency that has been incorporated in the new education policy. And we are focusing on capacity building of teachers innovative way. When we talk about capacity building, because teachers is a very big range, long range, and a very wide range when you talk about. But we strongly, very, very strongly believe in our chamber that teachers, those are taking care of kids right from the kindergarten, right up to fifth standard. Okay, sixth standard onward, there is a new norms which has been given in the new education policy. So we are focusing on kindergarten to fifth class students because those are the formative years. Those are the developing years. Those are development process years. Whatsoever you put onto the child, whatsoever you bring to the notice of the child, there is an imprint on the child, what kind of thought process child would develop, because most of the development process takes place up to the age of 10 or 11, varying that much by the psychologist and the psychiatrist. Now, we are going to focus on teachers' capacity building, particularly those are from kindergarten to the fifth standard. We are very, very clear with the focus because if the foundation is strong, then the structure, superstructure, and superstructure can be done very well. There is absolutely no doubts about it. So let's make a defense welfare call, because the Army, Navy, Air Force, paramilitary forces, wherever people get posted, there are small schools, there are big schools, and there are small Army public schools. Or in cantonment, there is a small kind of an arrangement, and there is a school. There could be a Kendriya Vidyalaya. Nearby, there could be a Navodaya Vidyalaya, or any kind of a thing, central schools and all what we talk about. So let's focus, let's move on together in this particular journey. And I'm pretty sure we are going to enjoy together the entire journey. The new education policy, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about it, came into existence. Certain people call it new education policy, somebody calls it national education policy. So, whatever suits you, it's for India, and we can take it. Of course, it came into existence in 2020, and it was implemented in 2023-24 academic year. It includes syllabi updates, restructuring of the grading system, and it focuses on lots of areas covering the pitfalls what we had in the rote learning and that particular system. Let's move forward. Every teacher, we are human beings. We all have got different likes, dislikes, perceptions, beliefs, and trusts, whatever we talk about. And each one of us, we have got different hobbies, different talents, different perceptions, different way we go by. So when you talk about teaching styles, now different kind of teachers are there. There could be a lecturer kind of a thing. There could be a demonstration kind of thing. There could be a hybrid. There could be a facilitator. There could be a delegator. And of course, lots of other areas are there. Now, up to fifth class, when we are talking about, we want to take into consideration how to go by, what is to be done, how to move, and how to talk to your students in a very, very polite way and provide them with the best comfort and facility inside the classroom. And make sure that the material which is required to engage them in a positive way, innovative way, creative way, it is available in the classroom while teaching. Now, at the same time, when you talk about the education ecosystem, if it is relevant to our day-to-day life, जो हम जिंदगी रोजमर्रा की जीते हैं, अगर ये उसके साथ जुड़ी हो, why not it should be right from the beginning when you get up in the morning until you go to sleep. What all activities you undertake during the daytime, during the entire process, that should be the part of my curriculum. So teach by giving, the daily life relevant examples, and with the help of various teaching aids which can be done. Now, what is the easiest way to teach a child? When we look at it, so I think the most important which people talk about, listen to the child very carefully. Listen to children and answer their questions. They have some curiosity. They have got some questions. Children will naturally come out with questions while learning something new. Take time to listen to their questions carefully, encourage them, and think of an answer their own, and allow them, if they can come out of their question answer also, why not we should think of. And what could be the best teaching style for kids? Hands-on approach. When you use something physically and do it with your own hands, some activity, and when you engage the students in learning in that process, they learn faster. That is something very important. What do you teach first in the kindergarten when you talk about it? Now, is it letters? Is it sounds? And how to teach letter and sounds? And how basically it goes on, how students enjoy, that is something very important. At the same time, when you take on some kind of puzzles, when you take some kind of storyboards, when you take some kind of small structures and display before them, they learn faster, like learning mathematics, counting the money, and how to take care of it, all that. Now, when we talk about teacher, somebody is a teacher, somebody is a trainer, somebody is a mentor, somebody is a coach, somebody is a counselor. Different definitions, different areas come to our mind. And when we look at it, what could be the relationship or co-relationship between teacher, trainer, and mentor? One problem, I think, which occurs both in teaching and training context is that we far too often view the class, staff around, all the things when we talk about the groups which we have got as a whole unit. And we forgetting that each person within that entity and bent of minds. The continual overlook and oversimplification of teachers' needs can have help the range of negative effects on training, development, performance, and teacher satisfaction. Now, what could be innovative teacher, trainer, and mentor? That is again something very important. How can training programs be adopted to meet the needs of both the teacher as well as the organization, institution? While there is no one simple answer, but every institution is different, one approach alongside existing teachers training could be to include mentoring in the program. Now, when you have got mentoring, that means coaching, direction, goals, support, advice, motivation, training, and whatever you can give it over there. Now, coaching and mentoring, this also is to be taken into consideration. How basically the mentoring is in a part of the extension of coaching, which originated basically in sports. Now, coaching is unlocking people's potential to maximize their own performance, whereas mentoring is a mindset. It's a disposition. And every teacher who has been in a staff room has, in one way or the other, established mentoring relationship with peers. So when you talk about coaching and mentoring, now coaching, coach driven, coaches are assigned, facilitate learning to help coachee, achieve development goals, program targeted towards leadership or high potential, and they could be of a short duration, 3 to 6 to 12 months. When you talk about mentoring, mentee driven, it's a mentees and mentors are matched. Mentors share knowledge and expertise with the mentees, broad pool of participants, and it could be generally of a long term. That also we take into consideration. Have a look at it. So they overlap also. Effective development options are there. It's relation based, interactive, goal oriented, originally and strategically aligned. All that we have to take into consideration when we talk about coaching and mentoring. Now, mentoring can be seen as a development opportunity for both the mentees as well as mentors. Now, mentee as a teacher, if I take it, novice teachers are provided with an opportunity to pick the brain of a more experienced teacher. Okay? Because more experienced teacher, they've already acquired some kind of a knowledge. So that all makes a lots of difference. Now, teachers gain confidence. Teachers are encouraged to experiment with new techniques, activities, while still exercising autonomy. Now, teachers improve their pedagogical knowledge also. Teachers feel part of a community of practice also. Teachers can benefit from speaking to another teacher from the same context and same school context. Now comes mentor, teacher or trainer. Increased confidence in teaching and understanding of pedagogy, learning through teaching, opportunity to develop leadership abilities, opportunity to build the community of practice within the school, increased awareness of how other teachers are feeling with and how they are approaching the content from the syllabi. That is something very important which we have to take into consideration. So mentor, teacher or trainer. So trainer, mentor or coach. That is the way. Now, year of experience versus knowledge. Is it year of experience that makes a difference? Or is it a knowledge that makes a difference? I think you can see the structure, you can see the picture, and you can make it for yourself. And particularly when you're organizing these training workshops, teachers, those are with the long years experience, it is most difficult to tackle them, handle them, because they have got their own wavery ideas. So the positive outcomes when we talk about capacity building, the teachers feel they are benefiting from the sessions. Teachers are experimenting with and reflecting of new ideas and activities. Teachers appreciate the opportunity to clarify doubts with the more experienced teachers. They have helped ensure the teachers are equipped with the tools to meet the needs of their learners, especially with regard to understanding of the exam formats, how to learn in classroom, what learners are required to do in order to pass their exams. Now, focus points. When you talk about capacity building, it is good to have a focus for the mentoring session and ensuring that the teacher understand what the main focus will be. We have found that if this is not done, often it is difficult to get much out of some teachers as they simply do not know what to say. So ensure that the mentee understands the main point of the mentoring session before the session starts. And that is the way you can work on, you can move on. Now, some questions which I keep asking to myself also: what type of questions are most effective in getting the mentee teachers to speak about their problems and recognize their potential solutions? What is the most effective timetabling of mentoring sessions? Once a month, twice, or an ad hoc basis? Is mentoring the new and more effective form of teacher training? Should the program simply include mentoring session and focused observations? How can more experienced teachers benefit from both being mentored and being, mentors? Does mentoring play a role in staff retention? If so, should it not play a more important role? Should a teacher be paired with the same mentor for the whole academic year? There are a couple of questions which keep coming to the mind. I still recall Robert M. Hance's statement, which never goes away from my mind. The mind is like a sponge, soaking up endless drops of knowledge. What a beautiful statement. The mind is like a sponge, soaking up endless drops of knowledge. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got to be taking into consideration how we should go by, what is to be done, how the capacity building has to be done, who are the mentors, who are the mentees, what could be the relation between mentors and mentees, how education should move. Now, coming on defense welfare call. Most of the officers, when they get posted to new stations, new areas, their ladies take up some kind of a teaching assignment in the nearby school, institution, coaching center, or counseling session, university, college, any kind of a setup which is related to education. They take up some kind of a assignment over there, and they get trained into variety, and they become very versatile. And why not? They should get some kind of an assignment, particularly when there's a reoccupation of the defense personnel, defense officers, jawans, JCOs. Our ladies can play a very important role. And at the same time, Army Education Corps officers and jawans and JCOs, those are coming from Army Education Corps. Why don't you start something related to coaching, related to becoming a mentor, or setting up a small kind of a unit somewhere in your rural area, semi-rural area, urban area? I think the time has come today. The technology plays very important role, and our basic objective under defense welfare call is how do we work in the direction reoccupation of defense personnel and our ladies in service industry related jobs, and why not to have a capacity building, because education being one of the strongest and the biggest service sector where you can give all kind of a services, whether as a teacher or as a coach or as a mentor or as a counselor or as a principal or as an administrator, whatever task you want to take up, you can take up and you can move ahead. We'll share something more tomorrow. We wish to have your views basically onto, if you can post on the YouTube, it's a GS Motivator channel onto which the program is going on. If you can come and if you can post it, and if you can write what are the new ideas which you have basically to take on the teachers' empowerment, teachers' capacity building, Those are dealing with kindergarten to fifth class. With these words, look forward meeting you tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. once again, yet with another thought process and some more new ideas. फिट रहिए, तंदुरुस्त रहिए, चुस्त रहिए, मस्त रहिए.